ये बालवीर सीज़न 3 का फुल एपिसोड 7 है, जिसमें हम एपिसोड 7 में होने वाले जितने भी सीन्स हैं और पूरे एपिसोड 7 को दिखाएंगे और उस एपिसोड 7 के बारे में डिटेल से बात भी करेंगे और एपिसोड 7 की स्टोरी लाइन को डिटेल्स से समझाएंगे ताकि सब बालवीर फैंस को इस नए एपिसोड की समझ आ जाए। अगर आप सबसे पहले सीज़न 3 के एपिसोड्स देखना चाहते हैं तो मैजिक वर्ल्ड को सब्सक्राइब कर दें और इस वीडियो को लाइक कर दें ताकि अगले सीज़न 3 के फुल एपिसोड्स आपके पास सबसे जल्दी आएँ। तो इस एपिसोड को शुरू करते हैं। Today's episode will be an in-depth introduction and discussion of episode 7, and yes, we are also going to talk about the primary plot of this new show of Balveer. Now, this entire plot revolves around one main thing, which is Mahajadu, and this was discussed in the very first episode. So we know that Mahajadu is definitely at least in Balveer season 3 holds up the power of Paritara, and yes, it is a very, you can say, surprising and shocking thing to say and hear, but it is, you can say, developed, and it is really just set up in a way where we have to believe that Mahajadu is an alternate power that could go toe-to-toe against Paritara, which is, of course, as Balveer fans, we all know is not true. And Mahajadu is so weak that it can very well be absorbed by anyone, and actually someone from, or you can say a hybrid from Earth and Himbashlok, or any fantasy, or actually any magical realms being, and the offspring of that being and of a mortal and a titan, or we can say fairy, will have Mahajadu be destroyed in no minutes. So Mahajadu has this, you can say, drawback from being the most powerful magical source and power in this new universe. And of course, we will be seeing the power that is probably a new Tara, which will be as in Balveer and Balveer Returns. We had Paritara in Balveer season 1, and in Balveer Returns we had Veer Tara, which was dubbed Paritara for some reason. And yes, we are never going to call it Paritara, it will always be Veer Tara, because Paritara is having its own symbol of a diamond and a star, and it definitely holds a lot of power. It has been set up and it has always been Paritara since the very first episode to the very last episode. And of course, with all the, you can say, Kalish Tara, they had that symbol and they had that structure and design of Paritara. So yes, it is entirely possible that we might see a new Tara, a new star, which is capable and is actually an equally powerful like Paritara and Veer Tara. Paritara from Parilok, Veer Tara from Veerlok. So it is entirely possible that we see Sashwan Tara, which is definitely a new, or you can say it isn't new, it has always been there. So Sashwan Tara will be our new, you can say, concentrated ingot and a new concentrated power in a form of stone, or you can say crystal. And we will definitely we are definitely very excited to see what they have for Sashwan, or because actually it is Shashwan Tara. So what powers it holds, it definitely has the same powers as any other Paritara or any other crystal or star or Tara like Paritara and Veer Tara. Just that it has the power of destroying anything that is used against it. So that's about that. And yes, explaining the storyline of Balveer season 3, which starts from the very first episode, starts with the introduction of Balveer, which is of course very necessary. Then we get to see, just after, you can say, a few introductions, a few more introductions to the heroic look of Balveer, to a very normal human form of Balveer. So just after a couple of seconds, we see that plot directly changing into the bond that a mother has for her son and a son has for his mother. So we get to see that, and that was the main objective of that, and they explained it very well in the interviews. And yes, we are also going to talk about an in detail discussion, which will be, you can say, we will really analyze the interviews and the Q&As that the cast and crew members, and especially the crew members and the production team of Veer 3 are doing, because Veer is just out now. It has only been more than 2 weeks, or less than 3 weeks since Veer is out. So we are really excited for that as well, and we are really happy to share these details with the Veer fans who deserve them. So the plot and storyline is that Kashvi, who is the offspring, or you can say who is the daughter of a mortal human from Earth, Baal, and you can say a warrior, a tough warrior, and immortal. Well, we can say that Veer is immortal because she will never age, but she might die from, you can say, wounds or from fatal injuries. That is something true, because anyone can die in Veer universe, especially in Veer's universe. It is entirely possible for any of our characters to die with the help of magic or with the attack of magic. So as of now, and we have this theory that Veer, and especially Veer, isn't dead. Baal might die because he is a human after all, and he was attacked with Veer's power that he used, and we really hope that they change that in the future, in the near future. So yes, so the main plot is that Mahajadu, which is the ultimate power weapon of Agil, which is apparently 11 times, and we are really sharp about this, it is 11 times powerful than the last weapon that Agil used to kill the previous Veer. Now, of course, it is very debatable, and it really just shows us how powerful of an offspring Kashvi is. And of course, we will definitely see, and it is entirely inevitable to see Kashvi in her fairy / warrior / Valkyrie form, just like her mother. But of course, this inspiration, first of all, is probably, you can say, a sign and a direction to Twilight. And of course, Twilight being the example of this really isn't the brightest example, but it is. Just like how Edward and Bella from Twilight had a baby which was immortal, and it was deemed immortal, and it was deemed demonic by the Volturi. So just like that, we have a mortal and the offspring of a mortal and an immortal, which will, and actually they aren't immortal, they are just tougher than mortal humans. Of course, that is you can say, a good and a decent explanation regarding that. So that is one thing. And Kashvi being the offspring and the child of a mortal and you can say an anti-mortal or an anti-immortal, just shows us how powerful she is and how much of a threat she is to her opposite side. And as of now, the only opposite side she has is Agil. And Agil, of course, is because she saw how, or actually she actually didn't really see anything on how Veer was attacked and hurt by Agil. So no one's here to tell her that, and only Veer knew that. So that is also out of the question. And of course, if they are going with this storyline, it will be a really brilliant one. We can guarantee and we can assure the Veer fans that. But Veer 3, of course, is, as promised, revolves around, you can say, plot twists and you can say backstabbing and scheming and all of that we find in good TV shows. So Kashvi being the, you can say, the immortal child, an immortal being that is so powerful that she actually absorbed the powers of Mahajadu. So it is entirely possible that Agil's Mahajadu can take, or definitely will take, a new form in Kashvi, and then we will see, according to the projections and the direction of the storyline, we will see Kashvi really, you can say, exploring her powerful side with Mahajadu as her primary, you can say, primary power source, and that will, just like Wanda or any other really person who was induced or who was exposed to the powers of Infinity Stones in Marvel Cinematic Universe, like Wanda and Carol Danvers, both are, or actually were exposed to the powers of Infinity Stones. So they both were, you can say, charged with extraterrestrial powers and, you can say, superhuman strength and all of that. Actually, superhuman strength was just given to Captain Marvel. So they were called Scarlet Witch and Captain Marvel, who were Wanda Maximoff and Carol Danvers. So just like that, we see Kashvi being exposed to Mahajadu, and she will definitely possess all of the powers of Mahajadu. And if we are really correct, then Kashvi is actually going to be the villain of Veer 3 after she defeats Agil. Or if they are going with the same lame, boring storyline, then they will just make Kashvi a hand, or you can say a sidekick to Agil, which is definitely something that shouldn't be happening. And we must see that Kashvi, being the child of good parents, of course they are good, they have raised a good daughter with good mannerism and all that. So it is entirely possible that Kashvi is actually on the good side, and we see Kashvi being really helpful for Veer as well, which will really fulfill the one thing that we always wanted. And this show, of course, we don't really want to discuss the ending of Veer, but of course everything ends unless it's Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma. But we will definitely see the ending. You can say it will be a happy ending, and it will not be an ending repeated just like Veer Returns. And we really hope that it is, you can say, a Disney ending is really great. At least it's an ending, and unlike Veer Returns, it will have a proper ending. And the only ending we see as of now is Kashvi and Veer getting together, or you can say teaming up to defeat evil powers, or they could just very well marry and have, or you can say further their bloodline with more superheroes that will serve the good of the realm, or for the good of the realm, of all realms actually, of all the 9 realms that are under the yoke of Rani Pari. So this is true that Kashvi is definitely, you can say that Kashvi is almost, or as almost, you can say important, just as Veer. And of course we have just seen that the show has just started, and they already are, you can say, filming a lot of other plots that are way ahead of our time as of now. And as of now they are probably filming episode 50 or 55 as of now. So of course it is true, and we will definitely see a lot of characters added and a lot of characters removed from this. And if the, you can say, the fake deaths are actually real, then we can definitely say our goodbyes. We can definitely say our goodbyes to baal and veer, and the only two left will be Anther and Tetra. But as of now, we really aren't enjoying their characters, so we really hope that they do something about that, as we have said before. And yes, we definitely have a lot of characters on the good side as well who just are as useless, or who just seem to be useless. And yes, we are also going to talk about Mahadishi's role in this show. Now, of course, if we look at Balveer's mothers, or we can say mother as a whole, or the mothers as a whole in the previous two shows, both of Balveer's mothers, or actually all of Balveer's mothers, were having some powers at some point. We are not counting the people on Earth, or actually the mothers on Earth, the one in Rajasthan. No, we are talking about Balpari, who was the adoptive mother of Balveer, and she actually named her, so she is Balveer's namesake. So that's that. And we have Ranipari, who is Balveer's biological mother, or at least the Balveer that we knew in Balveer Returns and Balveer Season 1. So both of Balveer's mothers had powers. But as of now, beyond the costume, we don't see any resemblance to magic or powers that Mahadishi possesses in Balveer 3. And it will always serve good if we get to see Mahadishi protecting her son from the evil or any evil. Now, of course, we are really disappointed that the good side and the people on the good side just wait and watch as Balveer is getting, you can say, attacked and punched and thrown here and there, just giving their surprised Pikachu face in, you can say, impressions and expressions actually. So it would really be a good and a decent thing if we actually see them defending their kin, defending their kind, defending their blood, defending their friends and family. So it would really be like that scene in Harry Potter where the mother defended the child when she saw that her child was being attacked, was vulnerable, and it would really fill in that, you can say, character development, and it will add up to that character development for Mahadishi. Of course, Balpari was powerful, she had powers, she had magic, and we were good, and we actually had a good, you can say, time with her. So we are really hopeful that Mahadishi is not just another, you can say, magic-less or someone with no magic, because as of now, we haven't seen her use magic. We haven't even seen her being teleported using magic. So we have no idea if she really has magic at some point or not, other than just giving birth to Balveer, as has said, as Mahamahim Uttan said, that the only good thing, or you can say he really just said it in a way that Mahadishi's only true achievement is giving birth or giving forth Balveer, which of course is definitely something that is, well, it is in a good way just it's not even interesting, it's just not right, and we really hope that that is not the case, and they just give her more, or make her an interesting character as a whole, which we really love to explore more. So that's about that, and we really hope that all of these characters are given the primary weapon, and that primary weapon is a Jadui Dand, as we have dubbed it in from the very first show, from the very first episode of that show, is our characters having Jadui Dand, their magical wand in English, of course, and we really hope that Agil is given her own magical wand, and Andher and Tetra are given their, you can say in somewhat in a good way, their own smaller wands, but wands, however, you can say whatsoever, or actually nonetheless, I think it's the word. So we really hope that they are given, you can say, proper weapons so that they can use them in battles, in combat, and we really hope that weapons are a good, you can say, addition to this show. And Agil's weapon not even being Agil is definitely something that we weren't expecting, so we really hope that is changed as well. And we really hope that these things are for a fact are changed so that our show does better in the future. And of course we will definitely see Kashvi becoming really powerful, becoming a fairy, or we have no idea what they are. What the females are, we have no idea. The males are definitely warriors, so we have no idea what the females are as of now. So we really are forward to see what they have for us. And yes, talking about the weapons, the only disappointment as of now is Balveer's weapon, which is Jejo. Of course, it just looks like a boomerang, a really sharp boomerang, which should be changed. Balveer should be given a wand, not a hammer, not some war hammer, but a good wand that actually resembles a magical wand, which resembles that some sort of magic comes out of it. And as of now, there isn't, you can say, there isn't many or enough fantasy elements in this show, and it is only the start. So we really hope that this changes, and of course we will continue to, you can say, suggest some changes that will always be in the favor of this new show, or in the favor of Balveer season 3. And of course all of our suggestions will always be fruitful to the fans as well as to the creators of Balveer and the showrunners as a whole. And of course, with episode 7 almost coming to an end, we really hope that you are enjoying this show just like we are. And episode 8, 9 and 10 and so on will be of course posted daily, on a daily basis, just as we promised, only on Magic World. So you have to subscribe to Magic World so you never miss any other episodes before Sony Sub and Sony Live uploads them officially on their respective platforms. Subscribe our channel and watch these Balveer episodes only on Magic World, where new Balveer episodes are daily uploaded with new ideas, only for the true Balveer fans who want to experience the wonders of Balveer that are brought to you by Magic World. Take care of yourself and be happy.